Okay, guys, so we have to talk about this post, which actually exploded. It's crazy because people are now not happy with Xenoverse 3. I said before in my previous videos, people are actually quite annoyed. I believe right now there's a 50-50 split with people who are very annoyed with the gameplay we've seen so far and people who are happy. So that's normal, but let's see why, because this is the psychology. So, from Black here, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, easily the worst entry in the series. I mean, that's crazy, right? Poor graphics, unfun combat, no gameplay variety, no real innovation. Feels outdated despite years of development. Now, I personally agree with two or three of them. I don't think the graphics are poor. The combat definitely feels a bit repetitive, to be honest, and not that inspiring. That's true. No gameplay variety. Well, we can't comment on this because we've just seen a gameplay trailer, so that's too soon for that. No real innovation. It does feel a bit outdated again. Feels outdated despite years development. After reportedly spending around 7 years in development, this is the result, right? And yeah, I had the same feeling, right? I mean, we have the gameplay here from Globku, which he posted on his YouTube channel, and you can see on the actual gameplay itself. We go here to the gameplay here section. The gameplay feels more akin to a combination of the Breakers and Kakarot, and not as much as Xenoverse per se. And one thing that really annoys me the most in this gameplay, believe it or not, is the UI. The UI is just so damn cluttered. It's just ridiculous. First, I mean, hopefully you can deactivate this, right? But I mean, look at it. This is annoying. This is too big. This is in the center. And, when you get notifications of like missions and stuff like that, it just shows straight away here. It's just too much, man, too much. Like they have to simplify this, or I just hope they're gonna give me the option to turn off the UI, certain aspects of it, because it just right now just feels like it's just too much. All I need to see is just my counters here, my skill counter, and maybe some notification, but that's pretty much it. And the enemy's life bar, right? In my life bar, that's it. I mean, I don't need to see the ability activated again. This one, flash strike, HP recovery. Hopefully, these things can be turned off or hidden or something. I'm not sure. And if not, they have to like put them in the corners a bit better. Like you have to make sure your game looks crisp and clean, right? It just doesn't look clean, honestly, right now. Uh, the game doesn't even come close to the standard fans expected from the Xenoverse series. Meanwhile, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 remains the GOAT, more content, more fun, more replayability, and a much better overall experience. A truly disappointing outcome for what should have been the next evolution of Xenoverse. He goes on to say the following. There are people I honestly don't know how they look at things and where they see the truth. First of all, Xenoverse 2 and Xenoverse 3, the graphics, the blood effects aren't even present in Xenoverse 3. I believe this is a huge misstep. Like, the lack of blood effects actually removes the credibility and the drama of a game, right? Because if it's a fighting game with no blood effects, it just feels like you're playing a Disney game. Again, this bit here, I fully agree. Bring back the blood effects because it just makes it more realistic, right? As for the gameplay and combat mechanics, they are completely different. In fact, the fighting style feels more similar to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and closer to other Dragon Ball games, as well as Dragon Ball The Breakers, than to Xenoverse. I would even go as far as saying Dragon Ball Kakarot. Maybe he didn't play it, he doesn't know, but definitely looks similar to Kakarot. What's even more surprising is that some people ignore the fact that the realistic visuals and impressive graphics were among the biggest reasons why Xenoverse 2 stood out and became the GOAT. So of course, we have here some other comments from some people. Some people obviously says here feels outdated, brother. You don't even have the demo out yet, much less the full game. And then Black says here the following: everything is already clear from the start. The gameplay, the controls, and the graphics. None of this will change. And even when the full game releases, the gameplay doesn't even feel worthy of being called Xenoverse. There's innovation. You don't know if there's gameplay variety. Sure, the combat looks different and could be unfun, but you don't know yet. No one played it yet. At least wait for people to play the demo on the 10th. We haven't seen PvP gameplay as of yet. Something's looking worrying, but wait, right? So yeah, we have Dototoya. So Dototoya said here something like crazy. He also doesn't like the soul exchange ability, right? As you can see here, this is quite funny actually. This one.
Oh, dude. No, dude. No, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I want to be my CAC. Am I crazy?
He wants to be a CAC right now. He did add some clarification on that, said the following. While I still stand to my thought process here, I actually don't mind the system with full context. Basically, it replaces Awakening, so it gives races with lamer options, such as maybe the Namekians, right, or the Boo, they're a chance to at least do something. I am very glad it's going to be a niche thing, though. I am not playing Xenoverse for the main cast. I mean, that's the whole point, right? You play Xenoverse to play as your CAC. You play, the game to basically be your own fantasy super warrior in the world of Xenoverse. Now, going back to the actual gameplay, again, the concerns from Black here, I think most of them are justified, to be honest. The only part that I would personally disagree is on two things. The first one, we don't know about the variety because the game has not come out yet. We don't even have a gameplay demo yet, so we don't know yet. And the fact that the graphics are ugly. Personally, I like the anime style graphics. From my point of view, the anime kind of style graphics brings it closer to the Dragon Ball universe per se. So I think that's great. They should just make it just a bit more mature with like some blood effects, honestly, because the blood effects, actually make sense. I don't know if we're gonna see it later on or no. I have no idea, honestly, but it doesn't seem like it, which is pretty sad. Now, in terms of the gameplay itself, we went over about this in my previous video. There are very split opinions. Some people say the gameplay is extremely boring, and some people are hyped by it. Actually, some people actually like it even better than Xenoverse 2, believe it or not, right? Which is interesting. I personally did not play Xenoverse 2 for like hundreds of hours. I think my time with Xenoverse 2 was maybe in the 50 to 60 hours, more or less. So I'm not a person who has played the game a lot simply because when the game came out, I did not have time. I was working. I mean, even now I'm working, of course, right? I just don't have like that time in the day to just dedicate hundreds of hours to one game because I want to play other games as well. But obviously, Xenoverse 2 is still a game I follow. I have it in my library. I play it occasionally, right? So that's the whole concept. In terms of the actual gameplay itself, honestly, I can't put my finger on it, but it just feels to me this is Kakarot for some reason. I didn't know why, man, but whenever I see these gameplays, the first thing that comes to my mind is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, right? It's not Xenoverse, right? And this is why maybe the disconnect with many people happened when they saw this. They were like, "Yeah, it's good, but it just doesn't feel like it's a Xenoverse game." Here's the fight against Super Brawly here, and again the soul exchange thing, which gives you like 40 odd seconds, gives you 40 seconds to kind of like be a different character. Uh, Not too bad, I guess. You could use it as a special skill to get out of a pinch, difficult situation because you do a lot of damage. As you can see here, the damage has been massive against Brawly. So also I don't know why this mission. What's the difficulty of this mission? Most likely it's going to be like a normal difficulty. The producer did say in the interview that the game is going to have certain missions which are going to be for highly skilled, very difficult missions, right? Which will need people to kind of like coordinate and plan accordingly and stuff like that. But let's just hope that the rewards are going to be worthwhile, because if the rewards for these missions are pretty shit and you have to go on a raid and after half an hour you finally beat the enemy and you just get some crappy shit, then people will very quickly disconnect, right? Which is really important. So time will tell on this one. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Honestly, like, people are not that happy with the game. Not surprised. Again, I'm not surprised whatsoever about this. Xenoverse 3 is a game which is going to attract a lot of discussion right now. And yeah, we shall find out more later on. Don't judge it as of yet, of course, like I said before. yeah, I also in my channel, like some people like to take my words out of context. They said, "Oh, Raikin said the game is trash." I did not say that. All I said is that so far the gameplay, personally for me, it's a meh. Like it doesn't really fully convince me. Like it doesn't feel like I agree with the comment from Black. It doesn't feel to me that they've spent literally. Um, 7 years in development. It just doesn't feel like that, right? Because when you spend seven freaking years and you have a gameplay which is this, it just begs the question, on what did they spend the 7 years on? Because they don't have to build character models because they're already there, because all the designs are from Akira Toriyama. So all they have to build is the actual world, the missions, and the combat, right? So those three things, combat being number one in terms of importance, you would think that they would make it more flashy, more dynamic, more interesting. It just feels a bit stiff. Like there's obviously Chinese and Asian games which have a much more interesting combat system. And yeah, honestly, I believe the game could use from a bit more fluidity in the combat itself. It just feels a bit stiff. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's quite interesting because I never. The Toya says the following here: Xenoverse 3 just gets better and better the longer you sit with it. And yeah, I hope that's the case, right? Yeah. What else do we have here? People like you literally want Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 to be some shitty MMORPG, button mashing Gekishin Squadra, light mobile game garbage. Never ceases to amaze me how mobile and RPG fanboy crowd are suddenly interested in the Xenoverse 3. This is from this person here. Just like when we first saw Sparking Zero gameplay, the community is split down in the middle once again. You have people saying they ruined Xenoverse. You have people praising the new take. In my opinion, it was time for a breath of fresh air. Welcome to the new edition, right? So yeah, we shall see how these things develop. So far, like I said before, yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm not saying Dragon Ball Xenoverse community is actually like this. I am praying it isn't, with the hope that it's a massively superior game than Xenoverse 2 that improves on all fundamentals of it, of course, right? While not being ridden with the shitty, it's light MMO route, full RPG nonsense. So, yeah, hopefully the game will not have lots of annoying MMORPG elements without being an MMORPG, right? Because nobody wants to be grinding. Hopefully there's no like stamina system where you have to like certain stamina for mission and then you have to wait to for it to recover. I don't think that would be the case anyway, right? Because that's just stupid. But we shall wait and see, right? Nonetheless, guys, that's it for today's video on this one. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. What a crazy situation. I am pretty sure Bandai never expected the blowback to be so strong. And I think in terms of presentation and marketing, they could have done a better job. It's not the best job, honestly, what they've done with the actual gameplay and stuff. Yeah, so time will tell. Time will tell. But for now, I believe that the game is in shaky grounds because we have a ton of people who are not convinced, and the game is coming in less than 1 year. So Bandai needs to make a good job at marketing, promotion, and also try to upsell the gameplay and say, look, this is fun, this is engaging, and actually show that it's actually fun. If they're not able to do that and convince people, Xenoverse 3 may not be as successful as Xenoverse 2. But of course, time will tell. We cannot tell as of yet because we don't even have the demo to play it. So, guys, as always, I shall see you later in the next videos. Take care.